Let's start with a powerful truth that most people overlook: financial freedom, which is closer than you. Many individuals spend years believing that financial freedom is only for the wealthy, the highly educated, or the lucky few. They assume it requires a massive income, a big business, or a breakthrough moment. But in reality, financial freedom is not about how much you earn, it is about how you think, how you behave, and how consistently you act. It is built on daily habits, small decisions, and long term discipline. The biggest shift begins with awareness, understanding where your money goes, how you make financial decisions, and what patterns you are repeating. Without awareness, you operate on autopilot. With awareness, you take control, and once you take the control, everything starts to change. Now, let's truly understand what financial freedom means. For many people, it is associated with the luxury lifestyles, expensive cars, or large houses. But that definition is incomplete. Financial freedom is not about showing the wealth, it is about experiencing the freedom. Financial freedom means your money works for you instead of you constantly working for the money. It means you are no longer dependent on a paycheck to survive. You have the ability to make life choices without fear or stress related to the money. Most importantly, it gives you the control over your time because time is the most valuable asset you have. When you achieve financial freedom, you are not just rich in money, you are rich in the choices. Every financial journey, no matter how advanced, begins with a simple but non negotiable rule: spend less than you earn. This principle may sound basic, but it is where most people struggle. As income increases, expense increases even faster. People upgrade their lifestyle, increase unnecessary spending, and fall into the trap of living paycheck to paycheck. This creates a cycle where no matter how much they earn, they never move forward financially. True financial growth begins when you create a gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap becomes your opportunity. It is the money you can save, invest, and grow. Without this gap, wealth creation is impossible. Discipline in spending is not a limitation, it is the foundation of freedom. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is to pay yourself first. Most people follow the pattern of earning money, paying bills, spending on their needs and wants, and then saving whatever is left. If anything remains, but this approach rarely works. Financially successful individuals reverse this process. They save and invest first and then manage their expenses with what remains. This shift may seem small, but it changes everything. By making saving automatic through systems like auto debits or investment plans, you remove the need for constant decision making. Over time, this consistency builds a strong financial base. Paying yourself first is not just a strategy, it is a commitment to your future. If there is one concept that has the power to transform your financial life, it is this: time multiplies money. Investing early gives your money more time to grow. Through the power of compounding, your investments generate returns, and those returns generate even more returns. This creates exponential growth over the time. The earlier you start, the less effort you need later. Consistency is equally important. It is not about investing large amounts occasionally, it is about investing regularly, even in small amounts. Many people delay investing because they think they need a large sum to begin. But the truth is, starting small today is far more powerful than starting big later. Time rewards action, not the intention. Debt is one of the most misunderstood aspects of personal finance. While some forms of debt can be useful, high interest debt is extremely dangerous. Bad debt, such as credit card debt or unnecessary loans, consumes your income and limits your ability to grow financially. It creates pressure, reduces flexibility, and keeps you stuck in a cycle of repayment. Over time, it can completely derail your financial progress. Financially disciplined individuals use debt carefully and strategically. They avoid liabilities that do not create value and focus on maintaining financial stability. Eliminating bad debt is not just about saving money, it is about regaining control over your financial life. One of the biggest gaps in today's world is financial education. Many people earn money, but very few understand how to manage and grow it. Building financial knowledge is essential for long-term success. When you understand concepts like investing, saving, risk management, and budgeting, you make smarter decisions. You become more confident and less dependent on others for financial guidance. Knowledge empowers you to avoid mistakes, identify opportunities, and make informed choices. The more you learn about money, the more control you gain over your financial future. In a world where information is easily available, choosing to remain financially unaware is one of the biggest disadvantages. Multiple income streams. Relying on a single source of income can create vulnerability. If that income stops, your entire financial structure is affected. This is why creating multiple income streams is so important. It provides stability, reduces risk, and accelerates wealth creation. These income streams can come from investments, side businesses, freelance work, or passive income sources. Having multiple streams means you are not dependent on one source. It allows you to grow faster and protect yourself from unexpected financial challenges. In today's dynamic world, diversification is not just an option, it is a necessity. One of the biggest misconceptions about wealth is that it can be built quickly. In reality, wealth takes time. It is the result of consistent actions taken over a long period. Small efforts, when repeated daily, leads to significant outcomes. The key is to stay committed even when results are not immediately visible. Patience is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. Financial growth is like planting a tree, it requires time, care, and consistency before it begins to bear fruit. Those who stay disciplined eventually achieve lasting success. Perhaps the most common mistake people make is waiting for a better income, waiting for the right time, or waiting until they feel ready. But waiting often turns into delay, and delay turns into lost opportunities. There is never a perfect time to start. The conditions will never be ideal. The only way forward is to take action, no matter how small. Starting today, even with limited resources, is far more valuable than waiting for the perfect moment. Progress begins with the action. Your financial future is shaped by what you do daily. Habits define the outcomes. Small actions, saving regularly, tracking expenses, making mindful spending decisions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they create a powerful impact. Positive habits leads to the growth and stability, while negative habits leads to stress and the struggle. The key is consistency. What you do repeatedly determines where you end up financially. Achieving financial freedom requires more than strategies. It requires the right mindset. A long term perspective helps you stay focused on growth rather than instant gratification. Discipline ensures that you stay consistent even when it is difficult. When you adopt a growth oriented mindset, you begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You become more intentional with your decisions and more committed to your goals. Mindset is the foundation that supports every financial action you take. Finally, understand this: financial freedom is a choice. It is not determined by your background, your starting point, or your current situation. It is determined by your decisions. Every choice you make today, how you spend, save, and invest, shapes your future. By taking responsibility and acting with the discipline, you can create a life of independence and security. The journey may take time, but the results are worth it. The question is not whether financial freedom is possible. The real question is, are you willing to choose it? Financial freedom is not a destination you reach overnight, it is a journey you build every day through awareness, discipline, knowledge, and consistent action. You can transform your financial future and create a life of true independence.